Welcome back to the Chattanooga Real Estate Pulse, part 2 of making the right choice in hiring your buyer's agent. I hope you enjoy what I've got to bring today. Now, the next thing I want you to ask your agent about is, who are they connected with? Who are they connected with? Now, relationships are key in this business. As I mentioned already, dealing with other agents, right? There's also the level of, do they have a go-to lender that they would recommend? And ask them to explain to you why that's important. Why is that important that you consider using the lender that the agent recommends? You could say the same thing for a home inspector. You could say the same thing for an insurance agent. There are a lot of people. Your agent is going to be very resourceful, one would hope, right? They should have a Rolodex of third-party vendors, I guess you could say, that could help you along your transaction. Now, with mortgage specifically, I think it's very important. The lender that we refer a lot of business to, we refer him a lot of business because, number one, he does what he says he's going to do. That's one thing that I really appreciate about our preferred lender. And if he says we're going to close by this date and he can do the deal, I am confident that he's going to be able to do it. That goes a long way. Now, what's very helpful when working with the preferred lender that I'm talking about, he also does a lot of business for other large teams and brokerages and agents across the city. And so when you go to write that offer and you provide that pre-approval letter, and the receiving agent, the seller's agent, gets not only just your offer, but a letter from a lender that they know, like, and trust, it gives them confidence in knowing exactly what's likely to happen. And the goal is that the deal actually closes, right? It gets a little nerve-wracking sometimes for a seller or a seller's agent to receive an offer and they find out that the loan is coming from a non-local lender. Now, you may ask, like, why does it matter? Why does it matter where I get the money from? Well, I would say at least 25% of deals in our marketplace across the board fall apart. That means there's a 1 in 4 shot that we may get close to the closing table and it may not happen. Most of the time it has to do with lending. And so we just don't want you to fall victim to missing out on a great opportunity solely because the seller got nervous about the lender that you chose. The online lender, sometimes they will take just a little bit of information from you through an online application and then print you off a letter. And next thing you know, you look like you're capable of buying, but it hasn't actually been fully underwritten, meaning verifying your income, your debts, your job security, all the things that's important to a lender. So the relationships can be very, very valuable when it comes to working with a specific lender. Same thing goes for a home inspector. You know, a home inspector can actually help a deal come together, or it can help a deal fall apart. Now, every home inspector has a license, or they should, and they have a license though, and what they do is they have to follow certain protocol. The thing that sets specific home inspectors apart from others, in my opinion, is how they deliver information, what the reports look like, and how reliable are they to being a good partner to all parties. Now, there are some home inspectors out there that they're known as the deal killer. They are trying to blow that deal apart because they think, I'm being paid to find every single problem wrong with this house, and I'm going to make sure the buyer knows that. And that's great. That's absolutely great. But at the same time, what it can also do if you choose the wrong home inspector is it can end up scaring away a potential seller. If they know who the home inspector is you're going to hire, and they're like, wait a minute, this person is known for blowing deals apart, that could keep your offer from being accepted. So you want to be careful that you don't end up hiring a home inspector that's known for the wrong reasons to help you get the deal. Now, there are absolutely great home inspectors. We have one that we absolutely love that we refer a lot of business to that does an amazing job of finding every detail, but they're really good at facilitating to consumers what is something to be concerned about, what's something to walk away from, and what is something you could put on the honey-do list after you close. At the end of the day, it is up to you, and if you decide to proceed with the house, or if you decide to request repairs to be made, for the seller to do it, of course. but they're just great communicators. So having those people in your back pocket, I say, are extremely, extremely valuable. Now, so relationships are important. What connections do they have? All of these things have a lot to do with, does your offer get accepted? Now, I also want you to consider just the relationship that you will have with that person. This is not like buying a car. If you think about buying a car, first off, I know that's stressful. Nobody gets excited about buying a car. Most people don't. Maybe unless you're buying a Tesla. You hop on the app, you click the buttons, you order your car. But other than Tesla, you've got to go through a process of walk onto a car lot and you've got to meet a salesperson and you're going to go down this process. And that can either go really smoothly or it can be really stressful. Most people, if you're looking at buying a house, you've probably bought a car before. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The thing about a car salesman, though, is you only have to experience them for a handful of hours. And after that, you're done, right? You bought the car, you drove off the lot, it's yours. When you choose an agent you're going to work with, you're kind of going into a miniature marriage here because you may have to hunt for houses for a significant period of time. You're going to maybe go through some ups and downs. You might fall in love with the house and not get it. You might fall in love with the house and get it and then find out during the home inspection that it's not the home for you. The question is how are you going to have a relationship with your agent throughout this? I like to call it the vacation test. Anytime in our company when we're hiring agents, I even think through the filter of the vacation test. This person is going to spend a lot of time working with us and our peers in our company. So could I potentially go on vacation with them? Could I get in a car and drive down to Florida, for example, and go on a short vacation? Would I want to throw them out of my car or would I want to jump out of the car myself? That is one of the tests that we think through when we're hiring an agent to be at our company. You're hiring an agent to go to work for you. I would challenge you to also think through the vacation test. Is this an individual that I'm going to be comfortable getting in a car with, going and look at lots of homes, helping you decide to make arguably one of the biggest decisions of your life, financially speaking? So you want to make sure that there is that likability there, there's that trust factor there, and can they be an advisor for you, not just a concierge? One of the things that we talk about in our company a lot is making sure that for our clients that we are absolutely an advisor or an advocate for our clients, not just a concierge. If you're hiring someone just because they're available and they can open up the door, that's not good enough in my opinion. You want to make sure that you've battle tested them through all of these questions that I'm sharing with you now to make sure that yes, they're likable, but they also check off a lot of other boxes that helps you feel confident that you're going into this relationship with this person for at least a 30-day period from contract to close, plus the search that it takes, however long that may take for you to find that dream home. Also, post-closing, you want to continue to have that relationship with your agent because you want to leverage their resources. Most great realtors, they have the handyman lined up, they've got the painter, they've got the electrician, they've got the plumber, they know the landscaper, and it's so nice to be able to lean on someone that understands the right people in the community that they would put their name on. So again, make sure you've tested these agents by interviewing them properly. A couple more things that could be helpful for you would be in a competitive market, you have access to all the homes on the MLS that your agent's going to provide to you. The next level is does this agent, team, or company, do they list a lot of homes themselves? Because I have found many clients winning by finding off-market properties. I know my team, we're super excited. Come here Q1 of this year. We should be crossing our 5,000th home sold. And that's a milestone that we're very, very proud of. We've been number one for probably 7 years in a row now. And we're hitting a huge milestone for us. And what that has done for not just us, it's helped us tremendously, of course, reach our goals, but for our clients, our future clients, oftentimes they tell us a very specific ask. They say, I'm looking for this location, this type of home, this many bedrooms and baths, this much square footage. We go on the MLS and there's nothing there. There's nothing there in that exact moment. So what our team does is we go on the hunt and we look for off-market properties. Well, we can search all of the homes that we have sold in the past and reach out to those previous purchasers and say, hey, we think we might have someone that could be interested in your home. Now, just having access to all of those off-market properties, some may sell, some may not, but having an access to that gives you a huge advantage to leverage. So I would challenge them to think, what does off-market properties look like besides just the ones on the MLS? I'd say maybe 20% of the time, some of the homes, these homes are sold off market. You never even saw them on the MLS. So make sure you take advantage of that. Lastly, I just want to say, once you decide who that agent is, commit to them. And let them know that you're committed to them, because the more committed you are to them, the more committed they are to you. And you can solidify that by actually hiring them. So I would ask your agent that you're interviewing and say, hey, tell me about a buyer's representation agreement, where it basically says, I'll commit to you under these terms, but you have to commit to me under these terms as well. Just like a seller will hire an agent to list their home, put a sign in the yard, put it on the MLS, and do all they do to market the property to get it sold, you also have the ability to hire a buyer's agent to go to work for you. So you know that they are not only just on a handshake agreeing to you, they are contractually committed to you, just like you were to hire an attorney. They absolutely can do that. So I would challenge you to go the distance. I hope this helps you, give you a guide to hiring the buyer's agent. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, comment below. You can even email me at doug@jdouglasproperties or give me a call, and I'll happily connect you to the right person on our team that you could interview and decide if they'd be a right fit for you. Thank you for listening today to today's Chattanooga Real Estate Pulse.